Welcome to the Weabros Anime Podcast. My name is Arch, and today I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Steven.
Hello, everybody.
And today, guys, we're actually going to be doing a review on Asobi Asobase. We have finally reached the last episode, which we will go ahead and discuss over briefly, followed by our actual review over the entirety of the show, and if you should watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to clarify, we do go by a grading system of 1 through 5, but we first go over our 3 S's, and those 3 S's are...
story, style, and soundtrack.
Very nice. And so let's go ahead, before we get into our 3 S's, let's go jump right into it. The last episode, okay. So I'll go ahead and start this one off. Okay. I want to say the very first segment of the first episode was amazing.
With the baby.
It was so funny. The baby was so great.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I had to say it was okay. You know, it was funny. It wasn't great, but
yeah, it wasn't Asobi in its top form. But I think it was a good way to end the season.
Yeah,
I think it was a good ending.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was pretty well done, I have to say. It really lived up to its name.
Yeah.
We didn't have any butt lasers, which was perfect.
Yeah. And
they finally brought in the one character that you did comment, who didn't make it into the previous episode. Yeah.
Which I think speaks to, again, this show does a good job of holding the characters accountable. And I mentioned last week when they had that episode with basically every single character they've ever had in celebration. I would think of the ending. Yeah. I said the president of the Shogi Club or whatever the club was is not there. And lo and behold, she shows up. And I even liked the way they did it. The funny part is I thought to myself, I was like, watch this be, the president of the club.
Yeah, I know.
But just offhand, I thought it. And so seeing that happen and made into fruition, well done. So
very great.
But yeah. I agree with you. The first episode with Baby, the first mini-sode, I guess, was terrific.
Yeah.
It was classic Asobi in the best possible way. It was just the 3 girls with a whole new variable. In this case, it wasn't a game. The variable was the baby, and I thought that was awesome. Yeah. Well, we'll get more into the animation style of it, but the way they animated the baby, the way all of that was just terrific.
Yeah.
Hanako was again a standout, right?
Always.
I agree with the subsequent episodes. I think the one about the bra and the final one. Well, we'll just do the bra one for example. I think that was just classic Asobi. Just not in its stellar form, but it was it was still pretty funny. And then that last game I thought was a really, really good way to close it out. It made sense that Hanako had her butler, right? That makes sense. It makes sense they're playing a game that Hanako has created.
Yeah.
It makes sense that Hanako is reacting the way she is, and it was very, very short. But every drawing they made was very reflective of their character. Even the drawings that the butler made, where it was the same parasite. It just everything they did was very reflective of them, and I thought that was really well done. Kasumi drawing this person giving a speech, that's true to her character.
It's very, very Kasumi,
Olivia just constantly one-upping whatever Hanako did, very true to Olivia, and then Hanako with these ridiculous schemes is very true to her. So it was a good ending. I hope there's more, but if there's not, I'm happy with what we got.
Yeah, it was good. It was a very good, very short anime, but.
Yeah,
really solid. Really solid.
Very,
except
very
for that
good.
one episode, very solid.
Yeah.
But anyways, we can talk about that as we get onto it.
Great. So with our thoughts on the final episode out of the way, let's just get into the rubric.
Asobi Asobase. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the 3 S's. The first one being...
style.
So we're going to go ahead and talk about overall design. We're going to talk about just animation in general. And I guess I'll go ahead and start this one.
Go for it.
I want to say that in terms of times, not really the best of graphics. It's very grungy, I would have to say.
Yeah, rudimentary.
But the thing about this one is it fits so well. Mm-hmm. It may not be the top-notch graphics, but the different types of style forms that they use throughout to emphasize, character emotion, specifically Hanako whenever she's going through her different phases.
Yeah.
It was done amazing. It was done so amazing.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
Yeah, the animations in this or the style of animation in this anime is the ugly girl with a great personality.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's always that girl that you're like, man, or guy, that you're like, man, if you were good looking, I'd be all over that because damn, you're funny. Yeah. And that was this. It wasn't well drawn, but I almost think that was for effect. Even when for example, the theme song, or when they're just trying to look pretty, the girls aren't particularly, pretty. They're not. I mean, they're not well drawn. But I think it plays into the storyline of the anime well. And again, like highlighting the different facets that each of these girls take on when they, become mob bosses, when they become evil, when they become demons, when they become, just it's done so well and with such effect that I think, honestly, the style, it's one of the big reasons that the show gets so many laughs is because of how well they use the different animation styles in its favor. So yeah, terrific. I mean, I think that it works super well in the context of the episode. I think that, again, I do agree that there's definitely some areas where it's just like, this doesn't look great. Specifically when I think they move outside of the school, things get a little bit different. I think, for example, the final episode when they drew the video game, that's a good example of like, it wasn't well drawn, but like it worked well for it being like a video game, the gore, right? Like the gore, it plays into the joke so well, and it feels like, on certain other animes, you can speak to the different, like the aesthetics of it and be like, oh, this is great. But it feels like the aesthetics, is completely separate from the storyline. Whereas here, it's like, no, you can tell that the animators, people who were drawing, were in the room with people who were writing the story and in the room with people who were voice acting, because it's like, the synergy that each of these elements had, which just worked so well.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I guess I'll start it off. On a score of 1 through 5, 5 being the high, I'm giving it a 4, actually. Yeah, giving it a solid 4.
Yeah, I'm actually going to, I hate to be boring, but no, I agree with you. I think it's a solid 4.
I was honestly expecting you to go with the 5. Really,
no, I think
honestly,
I want to reserve higher grades. I mean, as we further go on and review more animes, I want to be able to reserve that for like the most elite. But I do think this was spectacular. I think that it is the best example of like fitting animations. I can't even think of jokes. I think it's just like this. It was just good. Like it was good. I just want to compliment it.
Very, very good on the graphics. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our next S,
which is story.
All right. So this one is, I'll go ahead and hit this one off.
Sure.
All right, with the story. So we bring back Adventure Time so much in this.
Yep.
And it's literally what it is when it comes to like a full-on long-term story between every single episode. It's not really there. But it does help for you to understand the context of some of the jokes that they do bring back on, which is cool. But individual story-wise, amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Except for the butt. Oh, my God. Except for the butt joke.
Yeah, that was one recurring
butt laser was just not there. But no pun intended. But it was great. I really enjoyed the story of this. I thought that the people behind the scenes have really put in a lot of thought between each episode, and just it's
agreed.
Great comedy.
Agreed.
Really great comedy.
I'm gonna delve a little like a little deeper into analysis, but here's my thing. So I think the story. I would also say the story's been great. A big thing I care about in any TV show that I watch is continuity, right?
Mm-hmm. You keep talking about that story.
Exactly. And this is like a sitcom. This is a comedy where continuity is often tossed to the wayside. But here, the storyboarders or whoever wrote the story did a great job of keeping everything in mind. I mean, in the final episode, we saw the baby essentially recall 3 major points. 1, Kasumi's large boobs, right? 2, Olivia's smelly armpits. And then 3, like poking on Hanako's insecurity and inability to deal with like change, So it's like, even when they're bringing like a whole new character in the very last episode, they still manage to like tie everything together, right? Like the president reappearing right before the end. That's huge, right?
Yep.
The butler being super creepy and gross. It's just like always, the continuity is always there, and I think it's such a strong thing, especially when you're talking about comedies where it's so easy to kind of just coast on laughs. Asobi Asobase and the writers didn't allow that. That's why I think even episodes that maybe weren't great, like the whole like the butt laser episode, which wasn't a great episode by any means, why they worked, or why they like work in the context of the anime, because we needed to, if nothing else, we wouldn't have been invested in how creepy the butler is or how pointless he was. Does that make sense? Unless we got that episode. Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Like maybe the jokes didn't work for me. They didn't. I don't think they worked for you either, Arch.
Nope, not
but
at all.
It was with that episode that we're like, ugh, this guy's so annoying.
That's fair. I mean, that's a fair point.
Yeah,
very, very fair
point. Hanako, right? She's dismissive of him in the same way. She's like, oh, this guy's so annoying. I've heard this butt thing so many times. And it's like they're putting us in Hanako's mind. I'm gonna give the writers benefit of the doubt and assume that's why they did that. maybe they thought like, oh, some people will find this funny, so great. Some people won't, but they'll understand why we did it. And I think I finally get it. Like I think it makes sense, now why we have that, that person. Plus, he's like the Kimmy Gibbler of the group. Like remember Full House? Yeah. Like where I feel like that's what he is. He's just like the annoying person that's just always going to be there throughout. So I think that the story is terrific. I think I love the mini-sodes in each episode because, like I said, even the weaker ones still end up being brought up. There's nothing that's like left behind entirely, and I think that's so important. So I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. Great. I don't know.
All right, so let's go ahead and hear what you have to say. What's your score on a 1 through 5?
Yeah, so I'm trying, and I'm trying to be critical. I know I love this anime, and I'm probably biased towards it now because I've just developed like this, weird affection towards it. But I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I just think that the continuity's there. Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of the jokes were so good, just so good. Having Hanako bring up the whole like, oh, that's what guys say when they say their moms bought them shorts, like because of dick size or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's like just it's so funny and it's so relevant and it's so meta and it's like there's some areas that are acid humor, but it's done tastefully and I'm a fan.
I'm there with you.
Yeah.
I won't give it a 4.5 though. I'm actually just gonna give it a solid 4. I think it's right there at that perfect point where it's like not the greatest, but it's definitely above average. I would have to say.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, I think the half point is just because as I've said this a million times, I'm a sucker for the continuity and how they kept it together.
Yes, you are.
So it's like that's so respectable. I mean, like. I don't know.
Kudos, writers.
Major kudos, writers.
All right, let's get to our final S.
Yes, our final S is soundtrack.
All right, and I think I'll go ahead and let you take the reins on this first. Go right on ahead.
So, in case you guys haven't noticed, I have a huge boner for this show.
It's a huge boner.
Love this soundtrack. Like, I think the voice acting was exceptional. I think the theme song at the front. So. When Archie and I first sat down to watch this anime, before we knew anything of it, the song started playing, and I'm not kidding. I turned to him in the same way that I'll reenact right now. I just turned, and I was like, "What the fuck are we watching?"
It's literally,
And he was like, "Let's just give it a shot. Let's give it a shot."
Yep.
And after seeing that first episode and like laughing with them and with these girls and learning their personalities, and then watching that closing theme song, right, which is just like full on like. Screamo, grunge rock, it makes so much sense, right? That intro theme song is played for irony. It's played to turn your expectations upside down. And then that closing song is exactly what it should be. It's these girls wilding out, which they do every single week, getting into some crazy shit and just like letting themselves be free. And I think it turns the music itself turns gender stereotypes on its head. I think it's it all plays so well. I think the voice actors for all three girls have been amazing. I actually think for the whole cast, there wasn't a single character that I thought was voiced poorly. I mean, like even the baby who's had like what 3 or 4 lines. The voice actor they gave to that baby, it's just like they chose the right people. Great. It worked well. And I really can't say enough about the voice actresses for Hanako, Olivia, and Kasumi because anytime they had to go into that mafia mode, they would just like talk, the way they talk. It was so well done.
Yeah.
And then even just like the actual like soundtrack, like. Music aside, just the sound effects in the back and the played in the back of the stories, it was to me that this is like flawless soundtracking. This music supervisor deserves a raise, deserves a blowjob, deserves everything. Just
or maybe not a blowjob, maybe.
I mean,
anyways,
I will get on my back and.
All right, okay. Let me go ahead and hit this up. Keep those legs closed, please. Ooh, what's that smell? All right. Soundtrack wise, it was great. I remember when you did bring up the whole opening song. I remember when I first played it for us, and I remember sitting here. When I saw you slowly turn on me, I sat here and said, God damn it, what am I playing here?
Yeah.
What am I doing? But let's try it out. Luckily you listened to me, and we were able to get through it. First episode was fantastic. Literally. We literally spent like
episodes,
we literally spent so many minutes literally laughing throughout the entire episode.
Yeah.
Really, really great first impression. As you said, ending song was great as well. It does fit with the girls' personalities. One thing that I really liked about opening and outro is that they actually used the actual voice actresses to voice it. Yeah, and you get to see all sides of them because they do have that calm side, and then they also have that really wild like mob boss side, as you said, or demonic form with Hanako particularly. Voice acting wise, every character fit very, very perfectly. Hanako especially just really just taking the show when it came to, adapting to all her different personas that she takes. Yeah. It was really amazing. And during like specific times of the episodes where Hanako would turn into like a demon, like they would have like really heavy metal playing, or even when she has like the love, when she's getting like compliments, like they play such like nice music in the background.
So well done.
It was just really amazing. I think that this really was the highlight, in my opinion, out of the three things that we're going over here. I agree. Is the soundtrack. It was it was so good.
But I keep saying this, but again, everything worked in tandem, right? Like it was like
no, that's
they worked
true.
in, it was perfect.
They complemented each other.
Exactly. Like it was, oh man, like the ebb and flow. It's like even when the story wasn't there, like if the story was a little weaker, for example, like I think the story when they were playing against the president wasn't particularly strong. They were playing a little video game, right? But and they just needed to reintroduce this character who they had left out of like the reunion episode essentially. But the graphics and the soundtrack and the voice acting, it all made up for it, right? When they call back to the president, the president's sitting there and you see her finger just like like it's just, that's the kind of stuff that's impressive. And I can't say enough good things about the people who worked on this, because the soundtrack specifically just was phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Yeah. So let me go ahead and hear what you have to say about it on a scale of 1 through 5.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one the 5.
Wow.
This is of the three elements, I think they're all strong. I've sat on this for like a week now, and I think that the soundtrack is the best part of the show.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that.
And I'm actually, as boring as it sounds, in complete agreement with that. Yeah. This gets that solid 5.
Yeah.
Really, really well done.
Yeah. Sorry that we just love this anime.
Yeah. There wasn't really too much butting heads. Like it's hard to butt heads against an anime that's actually really,
when it's quality.
Yeah. Really, really amazing.
And it's interesting. We there were our favorite episodes are different episodes. We've disagreed on certain things, but when something's quality. Yeah, it's quality. Yeah. You can just tell, and this is one of those things that's like, this is quality.
A cow's gonna be a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't think of anything better than that, but no, that's really what it was. It's so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
All right, and now that we got done with our 3 S's, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our final verdict.
Final ranking. Asobi Asobase. Okay, so I think we should just get into our final rankings. I will go first because I can barely contain
I know you
my
can.
excitement.
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel that on your leg. So
disgusting.
Overall, because I'm trying to be stingy, because I know eventually I'm going to find something that I like better and that I want to give so many 5s out.
Oh, don't be stingy.
I'm going to give this anime a 4.5 out of 5. Because it was just like I've spent the past 20 minutes just gushing over this. I don't need to bore you guys anymore.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't give it a 5. Honestly,
I love this. I love this. Like, I'm about to go join a Facebook group. Like. It's all good. I'm going to audition for the voice actors. I don't speak Japanese, but we'll figure it out.
I mean, they do have some American voice member. Olivia.
Oh, yeah. Olivia. Actually, no, this feels kind of racist. Okay, go ahead.
You're right. What I'm going to have to go and give it here is, it's right there for me. It is not the best anime that I've seen. It's not the best comedy because where I'm coming from, because, you're holding off because you're about to see a lot. I have seen a lot, so my rubric is going to be a little bit different. Actually, it's not gonna be too different. Actually, I rated a 4 out of 5, and that's coming like from myself personally. I love comedies particularly. This one really made it up there. Like, it is really, really high on my list. Yeah. It almost got that half from me, but there were just some episodes or some scenes in there that just were just a little bit dull. There wasn't many. Yeah. But if they just didn't, I understand they had to have these moments.
Oh no. I'm actually I think this is also a huge testament. So just to kind of give some context to this, so Arch and I have been friends for like 8 years or something, like a long time. And, his style of humor is not this show. This is a show about 3 teenage girls, not my demographic, not his demographic,
It's my demographic.
So for it to be this impactful, I think, on us is just a testament to, because these girls did things and felt things and expressed things that I wouldn't expect a teenage girl to express. But I'm sure, to the ladies out there watching this, they can be like, no, I did think that, right? Like, it was a good insight into a teenage girl's mind, and just kind of seeing how, we can't keep having these like expectations of these gendered expectations, right? Like, maybe a lot of these girls do think this way. And it was just cool because it was eye-opening in that, like, hey, these chicks do a lot of the same dumb shit we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's very true.
So it
very
was
fair.
It was super cool. And it's really cool to hear Arch say that because, again, like, it's not his brand of humor. So hearing, like, hey, that our views on this are so similar, or at least our review on it is impressive. I mean, it's just, again, a testament to the quality of the anime.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
So would you recommend this anime to somebody asking for a comedy recommendation?
Yeah. I mean, I recommended it to my sister who doesn't watch anime. I was like, you need to watch this show. So I was, you know, there's a lot of people I can think of who would enjoy this.
Yeah, and so would I. I would recommend it to almost anyone looking for an anime to watch, particularly with this season. Like,
yeah,
it's really good. It really is good. Not the perfect 5 that we talked about, but it's
damn close.
It's really, really up there.
Damn close.
All right, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end it here, guys. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please do write us a comment, like the video, subscribe.
Yep.
It really does help us out here, and we actually would like to hear your thoughts on this. Do you feel the same? Do you feel the opposite? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, and of course, if you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
We're on all of it.
Yeah, we're on all of it. Please like, subscribe. Just as Arch says, we do enjoy the feedback. And I just want to find out who to invite to the Facebook group for Asobi Asobase fans. So please, leave your Facebook, your Instagram. If you're cute, I'll add you.
Okay.
That's that,
yeah.
Min.
Well, okay.
Just kidding. I'm taken.
All right, we're just gonna go ahead and just cut it from here.
Bye.
We are also active on Twitter, so if you guys want to get inside of our minds, you can go ahead and follow me at archblank, ARCHBLANK.
And you can follow me at SKEMANN.
Slide into those DMs, y'all.
Yeah.
And we will see you all again next time. Have a wonderful day. See you later.